Star Citizen's Invictus is once again upon us, and yes, it is still a ship sail wrapped in lore, but this year it's bringing a lot more to the table than the last, and it's not just the Bengal and the Javelin. All of this is going to be taking place on Orison, one of the most beautiful places in gaming right now. It's Star Citizen's very own Cloud City, Bespin, if you will, high in the atmosphere of the Orison gas giant, easily making the venue the most breathtaking yet, which will feature new ships like the Scorpius from Robert Space Industries, and something a lot more extra than any of us could have possibly expected to see, which I'll tell you all about if you stick around for the video. But one other thing that's also pretty extra is NordVPN, the sponsor of today's video, who not only now help you hide your IP from prying eyes, but goes a bit further with their new threat protection service, which works against intrusive ads, malware, trackers, and malicious websites. I've already personally used them for years after getting fed up with dealing with free VPNs that just didn't work for me. So now I can access the IP-restricted websites I need to for my work while I'm abroad. But I can also use their app on my iPad to help me watch shows that just aren't available here in my region in Taiwan. So if you're looking for a reliable VPN service and you want to help support the channel, head on over to nordvpn.com/mufologist to get a huge discount on a 2-year plan, plus get an additional month for free. Oh, and if none of this really works for you, you can always get your money back with their 30-day money-back guarantee. So just like last year, they're going to have a big event with the Javelin and the Bengal flyby. And just like last year, you'll also be able to hop on board one of the active Javelins for the UAE Navy, the Warhammer. And if you watched my video from last year, you'll know that there's a lot to explore on the inside. It was a really fun experience and it really brought me into the universe of Star Citizen for, I would think, one of the first times. And it's because that Star Citizen in that moment went further than just a really immersive environment through extremely detailed ships and planets. It started telling us the stories of some of the people who inhabit this universe and what their lives might be like to bring us more in touch with this future reality, such as standout favorite leading starman Detmer, who was part of the tour in the crewman barracks. It's something that I highly encourage you guys check out because it's hard to explain it through just a video. But if nothing else, it's just cool to be able to step inside the biggest player-ownable ship in Star Citizen, a ship that requires up to 80 people to man. And one of the coolest things about this here is that it's going to be taking place in Orison's atmosphere, so it's going to be one of the first times we see a Javelin fly through atmosphere in-game. And then of course, because it is also a ship sale event, Invictus will also be showcasing different ships on different days available for purchase on the website, starting on May 20th, going through the 31st, starting with Anvil Aerospace, and finally finishing probably with all of them being available on the website. During this time, there will likely be a free fly, at which time new players and old will be able to come in and try out the game for where it is right now, and also be able to try out some of these new ships for free, as you can rent them directly off the floor. One of the highlight ships being the new Scorpius, which is featured here on the screen, which definitely looks like an X-Wing. I've had a chance to fly it around a little bit and try it for myself, and I gotta say, I really like it. However, I'm going to wait to do a full review of this ship because it's not yet fully out yet, and they're sure to be changing and adjusting some things before it finally goes to live. It's sure to have a balance pass, as, for example, its maneuverability right now is far beyond what they wanted it to be, according to CIG themselves. But if you're not excited about touring the Javelin or that excited about checking out some of the new ships, there may be something else for you in this event, or at least towards the end, if rumors are to be believed. It would seem that all is not well in Orison this year, as a gang well known in the Stanton system is about to make its presence known in a pretty bold way with a pretty bold new look. While CIG haven't released any official details on the event itself has been tested in the PTU, at least by accident over this past weekend, allowing us to get a little bit of a peek at what to expect for the event itself. Furthermore, the event location, which is located on Crusader, can actually be accessed and visited right now on the PTU by going to the rooftop of the Crusader showroom, which is just off the Cloudview platform, which is the main area you'll spawn in if you choose Orison as your home base. However, before we go any further, I want to let you guys know that what I'm about to show you may be considered a bit of a spoiler. However, I'm going to purposely not reveal everything or even discuss how this event is meant to completely play out, because I still think that some of this stuff should be left up to your own personal discovery if you end up playing the event yourself. While Crusader clearly wants you to believe that Orison is an angelic utopia high in the clouds and far removed from the violence of humanity, it seems that others may think differently and are willing to prove it. While we don't yet understand their motives, the Ninetales gang have brought sudden and extreme violence to the people of Orison. And just visiting the very first rooftop before you even get to the event space is a jarring experience, as you've likely just stepped out from underneath a flowering cherry tree overlooking a gorgeous vista. And if you step on board this shuttle, it's going to transport you to somewhere a little darker. When the Crusader landing zone was first introduced, it was gorgeous, and I could never have imagined them turning it into something spooky. But this first new platform that you'll arrive at is just that. There's something really disturbing about seeing bodies like this strewn about, security personnel and civilians alike. Clearly there was a battle here, and the people of Orison are on the losing side, for now. It's clear that they're in need of a hero, or at least a set of heroes, and that's probably where we're going to come in. But without going any further to spoil the plot of this event, one thing is certain, and that's this is easily the biggest event that CIG has ever done for Star Citizen, involving the most amount of effort on CIG's part that I've ever seen for an event. The space for the event is truly jaw-droppingly huge. The area is so big, in fact, that it's like 2 additional landing zones have been added to Orison. I kid you not. CIG have likely and easily spent many months working on this, and I'm very excited to see how this event plays out. But I also think that it demonstrates that Stanton is massive, and there is so much potential for them to develop out just even a single system in Star Citizen to be chocked full of fun content to experience. So I'm excited to see what they do with the other landing zones which have been poorly utilized, such as with ArcCorp and Hurston. Now, to address some of the concerns that you guys probably have about this event, they have considered a lot of different factors, like the idea that ships might ruin the fun. They've got something for that, I won't ruin it. They also have done something with performance by locating these platforms well away from the object container of both the show area for Invictus and for the main landing zone, so it actually runs very well. And if you don't know, you can actually also turn clouds completely off to get even more performance out of your system. And because I'm sure some of you guys are really curious about the kit I was wearing earlier in the video, yes, you can loot it both in this event and in any situation where you're fighting Ninetales in the standard system. It's really exciting to see an important pirate gang in lore finally get some love to make them feel a bit more bespoke. And finally, to address another question I'm sure you're going to have, is it a PvE or PvP event? It seems to be PvE focused, but there's nothing stopping players from killing each other, and I'm sure that's going to happen in the event. I caught this player, for example, sniping people who were just trying to enter the event area. Now, if you're afraid this is going to ruin the event, I caution you from passing too much judgment this early on before you actually see the event play out, because there's a lot of factors I'm not covering in this video on purpose so as not to ruin it. But suffice it to say, players who do end up PvPing won't have an easy time of it. So I'm extremely excited to try this event out, and you can be sure that you'll see more videos on it as we learn more details. I've been Morphologist. If you like this video and you want to see more like it, you know what to do. Stay safe out there, Star Citizens. I'll see you out there in the verse.